My name is Clara. I am 29 years old. This is my story. It is a sad story. It is a story about my husband, or the man who became my husband, the man I loved, the man I thought I knew. I thought my life would be happy. I really did. He was not. The man I married. He became a stranger in my bed. I met David 3 years ago. I worked in a small flower shop. The shop smelled of roses and fresh leaves. I loved my job. I loved making pretty flower bouquets for people. David came into the shop one day. He wanted flowers for his mother. He had a kind smile. His eyes were gentle. He asked me many questions about the flowers. He seemed very interested. He was polite. He was charming. He came back to the shop again and again. Sometimes he bought flowers. Sometimes he just came to talk. He told me jokes. He made me laugh. My heart felt light when he was near. He was easy to talk to. He listened to me. He remembered small things I said, like my favorite color, or my dream to visit the sea. No one had ever listened to me like that before. I felt special. I felt seen. I thought, this is a good man. David asked me out on a date. We went to a small, quiet restaurant. We talked for hours that night. He told me about his job. He worked in an office downtown. He told me about his family, his mother and father. He said he loved them very much. He seemed like a good man. Kind man. A loving man. I fell in love with him very quickly. My heart felt so full. It felt easy to love him. It felt right. Our dates were always wonderful. He was very thoughtful. He brought me small gifts. A pretty seashell he found on a business trip. A funny postcard from a place he visited. He always knew how to make me smile. When we walked, he held my hand. His hand was warm and strong. I felt safe with him. I felt happy. So very happy. I told my friends about him. I told my family. They all wanted to meet him. My friends liked David very much when they met him. My family liked David too. My mother took my hands one day. She looked into my eyes. "Clara," she said, "he is a wonderful man. He will take good care of you." I believed her. I believed David was my future, my happy future. I dreamed of our life together. After 1 year of dating, David asked me to marry him. We were walking in a park. It was a beautiful evening. The sun was setting. The sky was painted with pink and orange colors. He stopped walking. He turned to me. He got down on one knee. He held a small dark blue velvet box in his hand. Inside was a beautiful shining ring. My heart beat so fast. I thought it would jump out of my chest. Tears came to my eyes. Happy tears. "Clara," he said, his voice soft and full of emotion. "Will you marry me?" I said yes. Of course I said yes. I was so happy. I thought my life was perfect. I thought I knew him. The wedding was beautiful. It was small and simple, just like we both wanted. Our families were there. Our closest friends were there. I wore a white dress. My mother helped me choose it. David looked so handsome in his suit. We stood together. We said our vows. We promised to love each other forever. For better, for worse. In sickness and in health. I believed those promises with all my heart. I looked at David. He was smiling at me. His eyes were full of love. Or so I thought. We moved into a small apartment together after the wedding. It was our first home, our happy place. The first few months were good, very good. We were like any happy newly married couple. We cooked dinner together in our small kitchen. We watched movies on the sofa, close together. We laughed a lot. He still brought me flowers sometimes, just like when we were dating. He still called me sweet names. He was the David I knew, the David I loved, the man I married. Then, slowly, things started to change. So slowly, at first, I didn't really notice. Or maybe I didn't want to notice. It's easy to ignore small things. You tell yourself, he's just tired, or he's just stressed from work. It started with little things, small comments. He started to criticize my cooking. "It's too salty, Clara," he would say, his face a little annoyed. Or, "My mother makes this dish much better." Before, he always said my cooking was delicious, even if it wasn't perfect. He used to eat everything with a smile. He stopped asking about my day at the flower shop. He seemed less interested in what I did, or what I thought. He started to spend more time watching television, or playing games on his computer. He became quieter when he was with me, more distant. The easy conversations we used to have became rare. I remember one evening very clearly. I was excited. I wanted to tell him about a funny thing that happened at work. A customer had ordered a very unusual bouquet. I started to tell him the story. He didn't look up from his phone. He just made a small sound. That was all. My story died in my throat. I felt a small pain in my chest, like a tiny pinprick. This was not the David who listened so carefully before. This was not the man who remembered every little thing I said. His temper started to show more often. Before we married, David was always calm, always patient. I never saw him truly angry. Now, small things made him angry. Very angry. If I was a few minutes late coming home from work, if I forgot to buy something he wanted from the store, he would raise his voice. His face would become hard. His kind eyes, the eyes I fell in love with, would look cold. Sharp. I was scared when he got angry. I had never seen him like this before we were married. I would say, "David, please don't shout. Let's talk calmly." He would often reply, "I'm not shouting. You are just too sensitive." He always turned it around. He made it seem like my fault. I started to feel confused. Was I too sensitive? Was I doing things wrong all the time? Doubt started to creep into my mind. He started to try to control things. What I wore, for example. "That dress is too short, Clara," he might say, looking at me with disapproval. Or, "Why are you wearing so much makeup? You don't need it." Before, he always said I looked beautiful, no matter what I wore. He used to compliment me. Now it was mostly criticism. He didn't like me seeing my friends so much. My friends from before I met him. "They are a bad influence on you," he said one day. Or, "You should spend more time at home, with me." But when I was at home with him, he often ignored me, or he was in a bad mood. My world started to feel smaller. more isolated. I missed my friends. I missed laughing with them. I missed the old David, the kind, loving man I fell in love with. Where did he go? This man, this stranger in my bed, was not him. He looked like David. He sounded like David sometimes when he wasn't angry. But his heart felt different. Cold. Hard. He felt like a stranger living in my home. I tried to talk to him. Many times, I tried. David, I would say, my voice soft, hoping not to make him angry. What's wrong? Are you unhappy with something? Did I do something to upset you? Sometimes he would say nothing. He would just walk out of the room, leave me standing there alone. Sometimes he would get angry again. "Nothing is wrong," he would shout. "Stop asking so many questions. You are always prying." I felt so alone. I was married. I had a husband. But I felt more alone than ever before in my life. I was scared to tell my friends the truth. I was scared to tell my family. What would I say? My husband changed after we got married. He's not the man I married. Would they believe me? Would they understand? Or would they say I was imagining things? Or that I was the problem? Maybe I was expecting too much. I didn't know. One day, he found an old letter. It was in a box of my old things from college. A letter from a male friend. Just a friendly letter. From many years ago. David became very angry. He accused me of terrible things, of hiding things from him. His eyes were wild. He shouted so loudly. I cried. I tried to explain. I told him it was just an old friend, nothing more. It was from before I even met him. He didn't believe me. He ripped the letter into small pieces. He threw it in the trash can. That night, I felt a fear I had never known before. He didn't hit me, not with his hands, but his words, his anger, his distrust, felt like blows to my heart. I started to walk on eggshells around him. I was always careful, trying not to say the wrong thing, trying not to do the wrong thing. I just wanted peace. I just wanted the old David back, the kind David, the loving David. But he seemed further away each day. He was like a ghost of the man I knew. He stopped saying, "I love you." Those 3 words used to be so common between us. Now, silence. He stopped touching me with kindness. No more gentle hugs, no more soft kisses. When he did touch me, it felt different. Not loving, just a need. Or sometimes not even that. We slept in the same bed, every night. But he felt like a stranger, a cold, angry stranger in my bed. I would lie there, stiff and scared, pretending to be asleep. My job at the flower shop used to be my happy place, my escape. Now, even there, I felt sad. The beautiful flowers didn't seem so bright. I tried to smile for the customers. I tried to be cheerful. But inside, my heart was heavy. My friends at work noticed. "Clara, are you okay?" my good friend Lisa asked one day. She looked at me with concern. "You look so tired and sad. Your eyes have lost their sparkle." I wanted to tell her everything. I wanted to cry on her shoulder. I wanted to ask for help. But the words wouldn't come out. I was too scared, too ashamed. I'm just a bit stressed from home, I said quietly. A lie. Another lie to cover the terrible truth of my life. Sometimes, when I was alone, I would look at our wedding photos. There we were, smiling, happy, so in love. Was that real? Or was it all a dream? Was the man in those photos ever truly David? Or was he just wearing a mask? A perfect, kind mask? A mask that fell off after the wedding? After he knew he had me? These questions haunted me day and night. I felt like I was losing myself. The happy, cheerful Clara was gone. The Clara who loved to laugh. The Clara who was hopeful. In her place was a scared, quiet woman. A woman I didn't recognize when I looked in the mirror. I missed myself. I missed the life I thought I would have with David. The life he had promised me. One afternoon, I was cleaning our apartment. David was at work. I was dusting the top shelf in his closet. I found a small wooden box. It was locked. I had never seen it before. I felt curious and a little scared. My hands were shaking. I didn't know why. I looked around. I found a small key hidden in his sock drawer. With trembling fingers, I opened the box. Inside, there were things I didn't understand at first. Old photos, photos of a woman I didn't know, and a small child, a little boy. There were letters, too. Letters written in angry handwriting. From the woman in the photos. The letters were about money, about him leaving them, about his broken promises. My blood ran cold. My head started to spin. I felt like I couldn't breathe. Who was this woman? Who was this child? David had never told me about another serious relationship. He had never told me about a child. He said I was his first true love, his only love. He came home that evening. I was sitting on the sofa. The box was on the coffee table in front of me. Open. He saw it as soon as he walked in. His face changed. First there was surprise. Then a deep, dark anger filled his eyes. An anger I had seen too often, but this time it felt different, colder, more dangerous. "What are you doing?" he hissed. His voice was low and threatening. "Snooping through my private things?" "Who is she, David?" I asked. My voice was shaking, but I tried to be strong. "Who is this child? Why didn't you tell me?" He didn't answer at first. He just stared at me. His eyes were like ice. Then he said, "It's none of your business. It's my past." None of my business? I cried. Tears were streaming down my face now. "I am your wife. You lied to me. All this time you lied to me. Who are you, David? Who are you, really?" That night, he didn't shout like before. He was cold. Very cold. He told me some of it. A past he had hidden carefully. A life he had run away from. He didn't seem sorry. He didn't apologize for the lies. He seemed angry that I found out his secret. He said it was his past. It had nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with us. But it had everything to do with me. Everything to do with us. The man I married didn't exist. He was a story. A character David played perfectly. And now I saw the real person. A selfish man. A deceitful man. A man capable of deep cruelty by omission and lies. The kindness I had loved was just part of his act. The fear was still there, deep inside me. But something else started to grow inside me that night. A tiny spark of anger. And then, a tiny spark of strength. I had been scared for so long, living in his shadow. But now, I was also angry. Angry for the woman in the photos. Angry for the innocent child he had abandoned. And angry for myself. For the love I had wasted. For the trust I had given so freely. For the years of my life he was stealing with his lies and his coldness. I knew I couldn't stay. Not anymore. This wasn't just about him changing his behavior. This was about him never being the person I thought he was. He was a stranger. A dangerous stranger. Not dangerous with his hands. Maybe he never hit me physically. But he was dangerous to my heart, to my soul, to my spirit. Leaving was the hardest thing I ever did. I was terrified. I had very little money of my own. He had controlled all our finances since we married. But I talked to Lisa, my friend from the flower shop. I finally told her everything, all the ugly details. She was shocked. She cried with me. But she was so supportive. She helped me make a plan. My parents, when I finally found the courage to tell them, were sad and angry for me. But they helped too. They saw how broken I was. They saw the fear in my eyes. David was furious when I left. He said terrible things. He tried to make me feel guilty. He tried to make me stay. He even tried to be kind for a day or two. The old David seemed to reappear. But this time, his words, his false kindness, didn't work as well. I saw him clearly now. I saw the lies. I saw the manipulation. I knew that kind David was not real. It has been a year since I left David. Healing is slow. Very slow. It's a journey. There are good days. And there are bad days. Sometimes I still feel sad. Sometimes I still feel angry about the deception. Sometimes I miss the man I thought he was. The dream I had of a happy life with him. It's hard to let go of a dream, even if you know it was never real. But I am also finding myself again. The real Clara. The Clara who loves flowers and sunshine. The Clara who can laugh again, a real laugh from the heart. The Clara who is stronger than she ever thought she could be. I live in a small apartment now. It's just mine. It's peaceful. I am working hard at the flower shop. Lisa is helping me. I am saving money. I am slowly, piece by piece, rebuilding my life. I learned a very hard lesson, a very painful lesson. Sometimes people are not who they seem. Sometimes the love we feel can blind us to the truth. It's important to see people for who they truly are, not who we want them to be, not the image they show us at the beginning. If you are listening to this, and maybe you are in a situation like mine, maybe you feel scared right now. Maybe you feel alone and confused. Maybe the person you love has changed into someone you don't recognize. Or maybe, like me, you discovered they were never who you thought they were. Please know you are not alone. It is not your fault. You did not make them change. You are not to blame for their lies or their anger. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to feel confused. Those feelings are normal. But please, listen to that small voice inside you. The voice that tells you something is wrong, that something is not right. Trust yourself. Reach out for help. Talk to a friend you trust. Talk to your family. There are people who will listen. There are people who will support you. You don't have to go through this alone. Leaving is hard. It is terrifying. I know that. But living in fear, living with a stranger who hurts you with their words or their coldness, is harder. It slowly kills your spirit. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be safe. You deserve to be loved for who you are. By someone who is real. Someone who is kind. Someone who is honest. You are strong. Much stronger than you think. You are brave. You can find your way out of the darkness. It takes time. It takes courage. But you can do this. You can build a new life for yourself. A life where you feel safe. A life where you can be yourself again. A life filled with real joy. Keep going. Please keep going. You are worth it. You deserve peace.